5 through 8 ask you to use the sum and difference identities for the sine or cosine. Now this one is the sine, and what we're looking for are angles that add or subtract to be 345 and have reference angles of 30, 60, or 45. I see a 45 in here. If I subtract 45, I'm left with 300. So you want to think about 300's reference angle. That would be 360 minus 300, giving us a reference angle of 60. So I know that those work. So we could do the sine of 300 plus 45. Another option here would be to do the sine of 315 plus 30. 315 has a reference angle of 45. And then, of course, 30 has a reference angle of 30. So either one of these two work. No matter what, we get the same answer, no matter which we use. So we use our identity for the sum of the cosine. Remember, sine is the same sign. So 300 degrees, again, just remember, is in quadrant 4. Your reference angle is 60. You don't have to set up a triangle. In fact, I usually don't. We are in quadrant 4, and our reference angle is 60, so the sine is negative root 3 over 2. The cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2. The sine of 45 is root 2 over 2. The cosine of 300 is a positive 1/2. So now we multiply our numerators and our denominators together. Then we can add, because we have a common denominator of 4. Okay, and number 7. It's quickest if we actually do just convert our radian, measure into degrees, and we get the sine of 285. Again, we want to check 30, 60, and 45. One possible option is 240 plus 45. Okay, 240, when you think about that, 240 again is in quadrant 3, and your reference angle is 60. Okay, here's 180. This would be 240 degrees. 240 minus 180 leaves us with 60. Using our identity, we would have the sine of 240 times the cosine of 45 plus the sine of 45 times the cosine of 240. The sine of 240 is negative root 3 over 2. The cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2. The sine of 45 is root 2 over 2. The cosine of 240 is negative 1/2. So we get negative root 6 minus root 2 over 4. Okay, the next one. Looking at this pattern here, I see the cosine, cosine plus sine, sine. When we do cosine, cosine, sine, sine, this is the sum or the difference of the cosine. But we need to remember that cosine uses the opposite sign. So I can subtract my two angles. 252 minus 72 is 180. The cosine of 180 degrees is negative 1.